Hey, there are 5 reasons why we think that you ought to get an early start on Christmas shopping in 2021. Hi, I'm Hope.
And I'm Larry.
Yes, it is just the middle of October, and there are actually 5 reasons why we really think you want to get an early start and an early finish on Christmas shopping this year. We're going to give you those 5 reasons, and then we're going to give you our 10 best recommendations as to what you might want to consider when Christmas shopping in 2021. Hey, if you're unfamiliar with us, we are Under the Median, where every week on this channel we talk practical frugality. So if that's your thing, you want to learn more about that, make sure that you subscribe and hit that bell notification button. So Larry, what is the first reason why we think they really need to get an early start?
Well, the virus that shall not be named is still affecting us.
Yes, it is indeed. All right, so what we're seeing right now, and tell us in the comment section whether you've seen this. I think that this whole empty shelf syndrome, I don't know what else to call it. And I see it more in the grocery store than I do in retail stores right now. But there are some really specific reasons why we think that empty shelf thing is really going to catch up to retail just like it has in the grocery store. So I'm seeing some definite signs of some empty shelves. And I think it's kind of like one of those warning things where I think it's like going to spread.
Yeah, and then a surge in numbers could mean a little more cracking down on businesses. We could certainly be seeing some more restrictions.
Yeah, see, those numbers go up, and then we don't know what's going to happen. And I don't think we should take that for granted. I think we kind of did last year, and maybe it was something that we should have thought a little bit further ahead on than we did last year.
Yeah, so lockdowns are still a possibility.
You don't know. You don't know.
Yeah.
And you know what? And we're gonna segue from this last point into the next reason why we think you ought to shop early, and that is economists are currently forecasting that there are going to be some specific items that I think are kind of Christmas related that are going to be in short supply. And some of those items are books and also electronics and also toys. So certainly 3 areas of merchandising that are Christmas related. So that kind of brings us to our second point, and that is that supply lines, they're kind of crashed right now. There are supply line problems. We've been hearing about it for a while, and here's what we found out in a little bit of our research.
Well, number one, the global supply chain is broken.
Yeah, very broken.
Oh, yeah. In fact, and I'm sure that you've seen the pictures in the ports off of California where all these ships that have the shipping containers aboard are just sitting out there. And there are a multitude of reasons why this is happening. But the main thing is this is going to affect anything that's imported.
Which is actually quite a bit of our supplies.
Oh, yeah.
The reason that the ships are sitting in the port is because there's simply no place to put the shipping containers. All the spaces where they usually put shipping containers, they're full. They're empty, but they're not being shipped back out. So they're sitting there taking up space, and literally there's no space for them to even unload the ships and put the containers anywhere. Even if they could unload them, there's actually a deficit of workers that are even available to offload the ships right now. So it's like a dual problem.
And this is creating a shortage in the shipping containers and causing them to double in price.
And speaking of shortages, there's also a shortage of truck drivers and a shortage of replacement parts for trucks. So if the trucks break down, they're having trouble actually getting the parts to actually fix the trucks in the first place.
So there are many reasons causing this dilemma.
So because of that, there are some items that are already forecasted. If you listen, they're telling you they are going to be out of stock. Now, are they out of stock right now? No, and there are specific reasons why we actually have some items in stock right now, and that is exactly why we are telling you to go ahead and do your shopping right now.
From what I understand, there's like a 6-month delay. So right now we haven't really hit the big delay in items coming in. But it is going to come up in a few months,
right?
Maybe a couple of months, huh?
So when merchants put out Christmas merchandise, when you see stores with Christmas merchandise, that merchandise was received by those stores 6 months in advance. And that's why these whole shortages, they're not showing up quite yet, because the merchandise is here from 6 months ago. They're going to go ahead and put that merchandise out. They're going to sell it. But once it's sold, then putting new merchandise, getting it to restock the shelves, that is where the problem is going to occur. There's something else that's going to take a wee bit longer this Christmas season. It's our third reason why we think you need to shop right now.
Well, shipping time has been increased. One of the things that's happening is that the U.S. Postal Service has been letting go some of their employees to try to cut down on costs.
Right. Right. So the Postal Service is in a deficit, and they just announced that a couple of things are going to happen. They're going to tell you when you get ready to ship your packages, first of all, it's going to take longer to get from point A to point B. They're telling you that right off the bat. Don't expect your packages to be shipped with the same efficiency that they were last year or the year before. It's going to take longer. And you know what, too? They're raising rates, guys. It's going to cost you even more. So you're going to pay more and you're going to wait longer for those packages to arrive. So if you are shipping any packages to friends and family that don't live in the same town you do, you've got to get done early this year, or they're definitely not going to get their gift in time to unwrap it on Christmas morning.
And I might add to, along with the United States Postal Service, FedEx has been raising their prices and putting a surcharge due to gas rates increasing.
Yeah, so that's that increase of prices. That's reason number 4 why we think you ought to get an early start on Christmas. Inflation is up. All right, so what is inflation? Inflation is related to how much the dollar will buy. So in other words, what you could buy with $1 in 2021 is less than you could buy with that same dollar in 2020. That's kind of the layman's, I am not an economist, guys, but that's my layman's understanding of what inflation is. Now, why does that make a difference? Well, we're going to tell you why it makes a difference to your shopping patterns for Christmas in 2021.
And they're saying that it's up about 4.8%. So that's pretty easy math. If on $1, if you subtract 4.8, you get 95.2. So it's worth 95.2 cents.
Right. So basically
that's what
5
your dollar
cents
is
less.
worth.
And that doesn't seem like much, except when you look historically, the United States. Now, I know that 1 in 4 of you is actually living overseas, and I would love it. I mean, love it if you would chime in the comments as we go through these reasons for shopping early and kind of tell us what it looks like in your country, because I know that a lot of you don't actually live in the United States. So all the information we're giving pretty much is specific to the United States.
And some prices have actually gone up 25%.
Right.
So that's a lot.
So inflation is an overall raising of prices and a lowering of the ability of the dollar to buy those goods and services. But you see that overall, I think we've noticed it, right? Tell me, have you noticed it? Definitely in the grocery store. And now I think, and I'll say it again, and I think I pointed this out earlier in the video, what we have seen happening in the grocery stores, because that's where we spend more time than anything else. We spend more time buying gifts in the next 10 weeks than we do the rest of the year. It's true. And so I think we're going to notice it more. And it's possible that these prices have been creeping up on some items and we haven't noticed it. But boy, I think you're going to notice it in your pocketbook, definitely. So I think buy earlier rather than later is going to have to be the name of the game. For one thing, you're going to pay less. The longer you wait, I think the more you're going to pay this year rather than the less you're going to pay. And I really, really believe that you're going to see some shortages and it's going to be difficult to get some of the items that you really want to get.
That's what I was going to say. And if they wait, not only will they be paying more, there's a possibility they may not get what they're looking for.
Right, at all. Let's give you just a couple of really quick examples of where we have seen prices rise far more than that 4.8% of inflation. Gasoline.
Well, it's over $1 a gallon more in the United States than it was last year at this time. In fact, I paid just about a month ago, I paid $2.98 a gallon. And just yesterday, I filled the tank on Hope's car, and it was $3.50 a gallon. So it has gone up substantially.
Now, once again, we know that lots of you are overseas. So those of you in England and Australia, chime in. Tell us, because I know that your gasoline prices are significantly more than ours are. But I'd love to know, have you seen similar rate increases in the past 12 months? Has it gone up at about the same rate as we have here in the States, or has it actually been more than we have here in the United States?
And there's places in the United States that are cheaper than where we're at here in Illinois, and also much more expensive if they live in Los Angeles, California, for instance. They're way over $4 a gallon there.
Now, what does this have to do with shopping for Christmas gifts? I'm going to tell you, it actually is a direct correlation because companies that ship the gifts that you purchase for Christmas are going to either do one of two things. They're going to take longer to get it to you, or they are going to charge you more for shipping. I'm going to be watching Amazon. Amazon's always been famous for a couple of things at Christmas time. One is traditionally toward that last 2-3 weeks before Christmas, they waive all shipping fees. You can order one thing for $10, they're going to ship it for free, and you don't have to reach that minimum shipping amount. But my bet is, tell me if you think I'm right. I could be wrong. I'm just sort of, thinking ahead here. I'll bet they don't do that this year. I will bet that what Amazon does is they start pushing for you to be a Prime member so that you get free shipping. I'm just going to guess that Amazon is going to say, you know what, you want free shipping, we're not going to lower it this year. But if you want free shipping all day long, just become a Prime member. And I think that's going to be kind of what they do. I don't look for them to offer special deals like they did in the past.
Yeah, and let me make a comment about Amazon, at least for right now. We're recording this on October the 10th. So at least right now, their prices are fairly stable and their delivery service is really good. I ordered a couple of bike speakers just this week and they just came in today. So for right now, things are going pretty good.
All right. And our fifth reason why you ought to start shopping now is it's only going to get more expensive. Traditionally prices go up. What comes up must come down is the old song, right? No, not so much. not with prices.
Not with commodities. No.
I really think we're going to see those prices inch up, and I just don't think we're going to see them fall. Not like we have in the past. I don't think they're going to come back down. So I really believe that if you're that person who waits to the last minute thinking, well, the closer you get to Christmas, the greater the percentage you're going to get off of your purchase, I just don't think it's going to happen. No. I don't think traditionally, and when you look at it like from a numerical point of view, I don't think that's correct anyway. I don't think as you get closer to Christmas, you get any better of a deal. But certainly if you're that person who's waited to the last minute feeling like, oh, if I just wait till that magic moment, then I'm going to get the lowest price. I don't think that's going to happen at all. So.
Yeah, I don't think that I would be too inclined to wait for Black Friday sales. Now that may not be a good strategy, but I'm just wondering if, maybe that's probably going to be a little late in the game to be purchasing at least some of these items.
Yeah. Tell us what you think, guys. This is an open conversation. We'd love to hear back from you. We're just sort of looking, we did the research, and so we're giving you some hard and pat research numbers, but some of this is just our feeling about what's going to happen. And maybe one of those feelings is that I do think you're going to see some Black Friday deals, but I just don't know how deeply they're going to dig, because their bottom line is being eaten into. And we've not seen it yet on this end.
Not too much.
But I think we're going to. I really, really do. Yeah. So you're going to see that that those merchants they have to make a profit. And they're going to begin passing along those additional costs for shipping, the additional costs for materials, for the items that they're buying, all that's going up for them. And I think eventually they're going to have to pass it along. It's supply and demand, guys.
I was just going to say
Absolutely.
that.
Go ahead.
It's always been the principle of economics is based on supply and demand. So the more demand you have, the higher the price is going to be, and especially true if the supply line has been hurt.
Now, we promised you we're going to give you 10 recommendations. These are some things that we've been sort of noodling over together, and ways that we think that you can react to those 5 sort of startling things that we just shared with you, reasons why you should go ahead and start early and finish early this year. But what are some recommendations that we would have as to how you actually go about that and still try to get the best deals? Now, I'm going to tell you during this section of the video, we're going to be giving you some like websites and things like that. Don't worry, you can take notes, sure, if you want to, but the websites we mentioned and the products, that kind of thing, we're going to have those listed in the description of this video, and I'll put it under a heading that says recommendations from the video. All right, and I'll just list everything under there, and you'll be able to just click and go right to it. All right, what's the first thing we recommend that they do?
Hope and I would recommend that you give yourself a deadline. Set a point on your calendar when you're going to tell yourself, I'm going to be done Christmas shopping on this date.
We have talked repeatedly about this on this channel. Goals are met. You're 70%, 70, in case you missed that, 70% greater chance that you're going to meet a goal when you write it down and you put it in front of your face. Look, giving yourself a deadline on Christmas shopping is a goal. It's nothing less than that. And when you write it down and say, it's out of my head, it's down on paper, it's in front of my face, you're going to be more prone to meet that goal. Now, the second part of that is that there's an old saying, it's absolutely true, that work expands to meet the time allotted. And if you give yourself this, oh, I'll get it done, I'm going to start early, and you don't give yourself a deadline, then it's not nearly as likely that you're actually going to act on that and get it done. So give yourself a deadline. Our second recommendation
is you should set limits on how much money you're going to spend and also how many people that you're going to buy for. You know, we started reducing the amount of gifts that we would purchase for the people on our list. And we had to kind of trim down our list at a certain point in time. We had a lot of friends we were giving to. We were giving to a lot of relatives. Now we've cut it down. For Hope and I, we're actually cutting it all the way down to pretty much our immediate family.
Yeah, we're down to a lot of just core family stuff. And, but know who you're going to buy for. And when you write that list, what kind of a list is that going to be, guys? I love those of you who just responded, prioritize. Thank you so much. Yeah, the people that you know you absolutely need to buy for, those people should be at the top of your list. And then as you go further down the list, it should be people that, for instance, you can make something homemade for, like a little gift that you wrap and you give it to them. And it's not going to be something that maybe you're going to be shopping for ahead of time. So of those gifts that need to be bought ahead of time this year, make sure those people are at the top of your list. And speaking of making a list, the next thing that you want to do, our third recommendation is...
We recommend that you make a personalized list for every person that you have that you want to purchase or buy a gift for. Know what their favorite color is, their size. You want to know their hobbies or, any other gift ideas that you have. Make some notes so you'll have a target to shoot for.
And so you know how to do this. Guys, I made you a form. Yeah. So I'm going to show there that form. If you like this form, it's yours absolutely free. There is a free, debt-free Christmas gift ebook that I made for you, and there'll be a link to request it absolutely free in the description of this video. So if you like the forms I'm showing, you can get your own copy, all right?
Another idea is to have your grown kids make a list in Amazon as to what they would like. And then you can certainly use that as a guideline on what to purchase for them.
Now, I was just talking to another friend about this, and she said, I had no idea that you could do this. Tell your grown kids, and especially like if you have grandkids you're buying for, say, tell me what the kids want. And if somehow they don't get around to making the list, well, Amazon makes it so easy. I'm not kidding you. So they can go into their Amazon account and say, create a gift list, and they're going to call it Christmas 2021. And then that gift list can contain links, Amazon links to everything that their family would love to have you purchase for Christmas. Then they can make that gift list shareable. So it's either going to be private, you have to mark it private, or shareable. If it's a public gift list, then there should be a link. They can get a link associated with that gift list and send you the link, and you can go right to their gift list, see everything, single thing listed, and there are clickable links. You can go right to those products on Amazon. Now, if you want to know what some of our favorite products are, and these are products that we have used, we love, they are great quality, and we would highly recommend them for you, we actually have a brand new Amazon shopping page. It's the Under the Median shopping page, and we'll leave a link to that shopping page in the description of this video. You go there, it's all like, it's arranged by different categories, so you can see what we recommend for kitchenware, what we recommend for coffee products, really important, guys. Gifts for around the house, some electronic type gifts that Larry has some electronic things he really loves. So hobby items, a list for that Amazon shopping page will be in the description of this video. You can go check it out.
The fifth recommendation is buy what you can now.
Buy now.
Yeah, now's the
Let's just
time.
repeat that.
Buy now.
Yeah, get started now. And once again, we'll just reiterate, because it's deceptive what you're seeing on the shelves right now. I'll give you an example. Big Lots. I was in there a couple of weeks ago, and they had these really great, like, our kids all love the Marvel movies. Are your kids into those? And they had this great, like this really cool coffee mug that had all the Marvel characters on it. And I thought, oh, it'd be great for Christmas for the boys. Well, they had a bunch of them on the shelves. I didn't think anything of it. 2 days later, I said, hey, Larry, you want to run over to Big Lots with me? I saw some stuff over there. Kind of want to get for the kids for Christmas. It'll be like our little date night. So we run over there, and the shelves were almost empty.
Yeah, they were bought up quickly. Yeah.
So it was name brand, like character type merchandise, and they've got some in. If you want to look at Big Lots, they still have some. But the Marvel mugs we were looking for, like, we scored like 2 of them. So, and so that's why we're telling you, shop now. I don't look for those to come back in stock again. I really, really don't.
No.
Sixth recommendation is
Use CamelCamelCamel to track price reductions and sales on Amazon.
all right. CamelCamelCamel. Anybody else use it? CamelCamelCamel. I'll have a link in the video description, guys, if you've never used CamelCamelCamel. It is a website dedicated to tracking all the current prices at Amazon. So you can go there if you're looking to see what Amazon is charging for something, then you can type in that product and it'll bring it up. But the nice thing about CamelCamelCamel is that you can go there and you can sign up for a free account. And what that lets you do once you have a free account is you can tell CamelCamelCamel, I am tracking the price of Instant Pots. If Amazon drops the price of that Instant Pot, I want to know. So you're going to tell them that, and if Amazon drops that price, they're going to shoot you an email and say, hey, the price on Instant Pots just dropped on Amazon, letting you know. They're good, and they're very, very accurate.
I had never heard of that before, so that's a good thing to know. The next point we would like to make in our recommendations is to use a coupon browser extension like Coopert or like Honey.
Now, we love both of them. We use both of them. Coopert was just one of our video sponsors a couple of weeks ago, and Honey we've recommended for a long time. You can run both of them. They're both free. They're browser extensions. They run in the background unless you are shopping at an online website and you're ready to check out. And then they will pop up on your screen and say, hey, do you want us to check for coupons? And before you check out, they are going to run coupons for you, coupon codes, to see if there is a current code that matches what you have in your shopping cart, and you can save money this way. We have done it repeatedly, and they're both great. We'll leave links to both Coopert and Honey in the description of the video. We love both of them.
This one, I would say, would have to be on the top of my list, and that is to consider buying used. Now, along with considering buying used, and a lot of you do this, because I've noticed it in the comments, I would suggest starting your Christmas shopping right after Christmas for the next year. That is the best way to do it. Then you stock away all of your gifts, put them in some hidden place in your house, and then when you get down to November, there you are with all your gifts already pre-bought. But, some of us also have some gifts that we haven't purchased yet, and that includes Hope and I. We haven't done all of our shopping yet. But I would say definitely consider buying used, especially if you have some good outlets in your area that you can pick up good used items.
We are not done shopping yet,
We're
guys.
not-
So
we're
if
not.
you're watching and you're done, you got to tell us, and we'll be like, oh, you're better than we are, because we're not finished. I wish we were. I wish I could say, yeah, we're all wrapped up. We're not.
We
So
need to watch this video after we're done with it.
I know some of you are already done, so kudos to you. The ninth thing to consider, and I really think this is going to become a trend. We did a video a few months ago about how being frugal is now trendy, and it just hasn't been. And I think this is going to be a trend too. I think that what's going to happen, at least I hope what happens, is this sort of supply chain problem will shake us out of our preconceived notion that our value of somebody is based on how much money we spend on them at the holidays. And I know not all of you feel that way, but I think there's this weird underlying presence and this sense in a lot of situations and in a lot of families that you need to spend a certain amount of money. We have all probably faced those pressures. I know that we have. You needed to spend a certain amount, and we didn't often have a certain amount to spend. So we would suggest, our recommendation is you really consider this year. This is the year above all years, guys, to give your loved ones the gift of your time, the gift of experiences with you, especially experiences that don't cost any money, the gift of food.
I like that one.
Yeah.
I like that gift.
He loves that one. The gift of handmade items that you spend your time making and putting together. I just think I would rather get something from someone that they have spent some time and effort on creating something special just for me. That's so meaningful. So our suggestion is really look at how you can make that happen. And you know what, guys? Okay, because I'm doing this on the spur of the moment, I'm going to go into, I told you I had a free Christmas gift ebook for you. I'm going to stick in an extra page in that document. I'm going to do it right now. As soon as we are done recording this video, I actually have a one-page document that gives 20 different ideas for handmade gifts you can make for, I think, under $10. So I'm gonna put that into that ebook. So if you want that, if you want my Christmas gift list, and you want the ideas for handmade gifts, and it's absolutely free, then there'll be a link in the description. I really feel like I want to put that in there because it goes right along with what we're seriously suggesting this year.
Yeah. So the 10th item on our recommendations is to buy small items, little items that you could pick up. Like, I don't know if you have a Dollar Tree store in your area. We have a couple of different types. We have Dollar General and Dollar Tree. We'll run over to one of those stores and pick up stocking stuffers. And all four of our boys, including our grown boys, still like to get their stockings full. So we're still doing this. And it's quite a treat. You don't have to spend a lot of money. You can spend, less than $15 or so.
We've usually gone over with about $15 or $20, and we go to Dollar Tree.
Yeah.
Anybody else stocking stuff? Oh my God. Does anybody else stocking stuffer shop at Dollar Tree? We do, and we have found a lot of way cool things there. But you got Dollar General. We've also found some really nice stuff for stockings at Big Lots. So really think about putting those small but mighty things into stockings, including, y'all got to put an orange in there. Anybody else put an orange in their kid's stocking?
Yeah, do you know the significance of the orange?
No.
Well, back in the Depression days, that would be the only gift some people got. Some of the kids only got an orange for their Christmas gift. And you know what? They were very thankful to get that.
Okay, I did not know that story. That's actually pretty Pretty sad, but cool. All right, those are our recommendations, guys. So tell us, talk to us in the comments section. What recommendations would you have if you were giving recommendations to all the rest of the under medium people who are watching this? What would you tell them to do with Christmas 2021? And tell us, are you better than us? Do you have your shopping done? Are you where we at? It started. It's maybe halfway done, but it's not anywhere near finished. Let us know in the comments section. We'd love to have you chat with us there, and we'll come in and we'd love to read your comments and your suggestions. Be sure to join us next week for the next edition of Under the Median.